All right, we're now recording and live on Facebook as well. So, I don't know why my thing went away. Why does it keep doing that? All right, so today we're going to talk all about landing pages. Shane had a really good question at the beginning. He said, can you use landing pages for open houses or listings or different things? And the answer is yes. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Can somebody kind of tell me or explain to me what a landing page is?
It's a page that you can link to from another source, like a link back, so that when somebody, well, that's one thing for it is so somebody can click on it when they're done, and then you can go to maybe give you their information or whatever, or you can use it for research for people, like neighborhood research.
Yep. So all of those are true. Basically, the easiest way is it's somewhere, a page that you want them to land on. It's where you want to drive people to. So it's a page you can link to different things, like Yvonne said. You can use it as a place for them to land from a campaign, like we talked about last week. So if you want run a specific campaign where they click the Learn More button and all of a sudden they land on whatever web page you want to drive them to. This is a way for you to create customized websites, one page at a time. Okay, so we are going to go into, whoops, I picked on the wrong thing. So here's the front page of Command, and we are going to go all the way down to Consumer, the very last tab that you have on your Command. If you go all the way down, you see this one is blanked out, Listing Consult. That's a little teaser of what's coming soon to Command. So
I just wanted to try something.
Oh, okay.
We're going to click on Consumer. And when you get into Consumer, you have three different things: landing pages, agent site pages, and guide builder. We're going to talk about landing pages today. Agent site pages are pages that you can create to add to your own personal website, which you can build through Command. That'll be a different class all on its own. Guide builder is where you can actually build your buyer and seller guides, which is how you guide them through the process of buying or selling a house. Again, that will be a different class as well. Both of those will take quite a bit of time. So today we're going to focus only on landing pages. Sorry, my computer is running a little slow with sharing the screen. Okay, so we're back here on landing pages. These are three pages that I had already created. So as you can see, they're already here, the date that I created them. This little status icon here, let's say you create a landing page and you only want it to be live for so long, you can actually turn on and off whether it's active or inactive. So I could say, yes, I want to make it inactive, and now this link will no longer work. Or I can also set it back to active, where now the link does work. So that's a couple of different things that you can do. You can create them, you can turn them on and off. You can go back in and edit them after they've been created as well. You have the option, if you click here, you will actually view the page that you've created. So it'll open up.
Yeah.
Well, come over and use mine then.
So it'll open up a new tab. So this is a landing page I had created for a listing. It has a photo.
Ask me what the questions.
It has the property details, about the property, the gallery of photos, details, map, and then information that they can fill out at the bottom. So this would be a great landing page for a listing or something that you were trying to promote. So we're going to go ahead and close that. I also have one I've done for an open house like Shane talked about. So to create a landing page, you're just going to go up here to say create a new site. I know it may sound like website different. You're going to hit create a new site, and then it's going to ask you, do you want this to be a standalone page, or do you want this to be on my agent site? So today we're going to focus as standalone pages. Now you can still add any landing page to your site as well. You can do both. We're going to focus on just standalone pages today so that we can learn how to create different things. So you're going to select as a standalone page and go ahead and hit create page. And you have all different kinds of things you can do to create here. As you'll see at the bottom, it says once you're happy with the layout, you can tailor your widgets by clicking Configure Widgets in the sidebar, which is actually this button right down here in the bottom right. It will not come up green for you to be able to click on it until you've actually created the content of the page right here. And we'll explain a little bit more about that. But depending on how much website building you've ever done or how creative you are, you can kind of get lost in here. You can do a lot of different things. We have different widgets you can do for agent branding, a lead form to get leads, market snap if you wanted to send like a snapshot of a zip code. You can promote a listing. You can set yourself as the expert. You can do a page just to get people to download your app. So there are a lot of different things. Testimonial capture form, which is a way that you can get people to actually write testimonials for you, which you can then take to your website. So that's all under widgets. If you click down here, these are content blocks. This is a way to put a button in for somebody to click, divide between two things, insert an image, a link to something else, quotes. I mean, it's many, many different things you can do in here. There's also layout blocks. So you can create a grid of items, a list of items, third section, half section, 1 and 3/7. So I'm going to go back to widgets just to get us started. All right. I'm seeing people popping in. Okay. First thing you're going to want to do is go up here and name it. So I just want to kind of get from you guys, what kind of landing page would you like to make today?
How about a link back to a Facebook ad?
Okay, so like where they would go from a Facebook ad?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
called a link back, yeah.
What kind of ad? Would like to promote a listing?
Well, yeah, if you want to do that, that's the simplest one. Or
Okay. We can start with that. That'll be easy and something we should all really be doing to promote our listings anyways. So let's say we'll just do promote listing template. Okay. By the way, these three over here will show you what it's going to look like on desktop, what it's going to look like on a tablet, and what it's going to look like on mobile. This is your undo and redo, depending on what you've done so far. This will show you everything here in block form. This will actually show you the source of what you're creating, which is a whole nother topic. You don't really have to get into that unless you're really detailed as far as coding and things like that. This allows you to actually change the style. That's why it's a paintbrush, like the color or text of something. And this will actually let you create traits, which is possibly the size or shape of something as well. So there are a lot of tools in here. We're not going to get too deep into it. I'm going to try to just do it for you at a very easy, understandable level. Okay, so anything you want in here. So we're going to do listing. You're just going to take this and drag it in here. Right, so as soon as you do, it's going to kind of give you the template of what the listing could look like. So it's just going to put in random facts in here. It's going to pick a property in Austin, Texas, of course, because that's where Keller Williams is from. So you're going to see what the outline is going to look like. It's similar to the one that I showed you. It's going to have a picture at the top, address, and details all about the property. Now you're probably thinking, well, I don't want to use this property. I want the property that I'm going to use. So now we can use our configure widgets button down here because we've actually loaded something into the website. So if you click configure, it's going to say which listing do you want to configure, or which widget. You're going to say listing. So you're actually just going to browse the listings and it's going to put all of this in for you. So who has an active listing they would like to do this for?
I do.
All right. What's
I got a little one. 1881 Alexander. And you can market it, Aaron, and bring me a buyer.
Well, maybe we will right now.
Yes.
All right.
Market it on your, you could do it on your site.
Does it have a unit number, Danita?
1130.
Let's see if I can find you in here.
I think it's that top one.
This
North
says the name is
Brandy.
David Brady.
No, go down. I didn't know there was that many in there for sale. Lordy, what happened? Oh, you don't see it, do you?
I do not.
You
How long?
want the MLS number? Can you search by an MLS number?
Yes, I can.
Okay, it's 2175.
One sec, Sandy. By the way, since she asked the question, you can click the down arrow right here. You can search by property address, MLS number, or KWLS ID. So go ahead with the MLS number.
2175233. That's it, 233.
Okay.
I know, I sound like I was going to do more numbers.
Okay, so here it is, Danita, right?
Oh, yes.
Is that yours, Danita?
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
am I muted? No, yes.
You're going to find the correct listing, select it. And now it's going to tell you what you can choose from. So now the header image, do you want it to be from your listing photos, or you can even choose a custom image if you would like. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it with the first photo to make it easy. I'm going to save it. All right. So here's your listing landing page. You have the property photo, address, price, it's active, everything about it, about the property. This is always going to default to whatever is written into the MLS description. Just underneath, it's going to automatically slideshow the photos for the listing for you. So they'll just keep going one after the other. Details and features of the property.
Easy.
And a map of where it's located that they can zoom in and zoom out from. So the value of this would be to publish this landing page. As Yvonne said, after when they click, you know, if you're just posting a photo saying, learn more about this property, you could drive them here and you could give them more information about the home. You could also put this page specifically on your own website as well, so that they could search for other things if you chose to do that. You could also use this as just a regular social post where you didn't pay for an ad necessarily, but you put on their new listing. Here are a few things about it, but don't give everything away. To learn more about this property, click here, and you can drive them to this website. Does that make sense to everybody so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So once we publish it, we'll have the URL so we can market it.
Exactly. Yep. So once we
Okay.
publish, we'll have the URL so we can market it. So we want to go over, there's a couple things that I noticed that are missing from this site. Can anybody tell me what you'd like to add to this?
Contact you.
Okay. So like your
Logo?
personal contact information.
Or like where you said get more information, they put their information and submit.
Correct. So the two things that are missing for me are all of my information, so that if they really do like it, they can contact me. And then also a form to fill out to get more information, where they can give me their name, their first, last name, email address, and request more information if they don't want to reach out to me personally.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is there any way to edit the verbiage? Because like she's abbreviated stuff because that's all the space she had in the MLS.
Oh, right here, you mean?
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to like abbreviate that stuff maybe in your ad.
So if you were going to do a social ad, you can write whatever you want. If you're going to do a specific landing page for a listing, it's going to take the information from the MLS.
So I cannot now edit that about property information. That's what
No.
I'm stuck with,
You can,
unless I start from scratch.
yep, you are stuck with this unless you want to literally build every single component of this by yourself.
So
So-
stuck with your
Unless you
abbreviations,
changed it,
Denita.
unless you change it in the MLS to edit it, and so when you pull it over here, it's what you want, and then you go back and edit the MLS.
Correct.
Copy it.
Correct.
See how complicated you made that?
I mean, if I can build a website for a listing as fast as we just did, and then
Yeah,
the property
that's
photos
great.
and everything about it, I'm pretty sure they're going to overlook the about the property section.
So are you gonna show us how to add our personal information and our logos and pictures or?
I was
He was doing that before I rudely interrupted.
You know, let's hide these.
So you're still in the widgets part to configure the actual listing. So you're just gonna hit done down here. And now we can still add anything we want to additional to what we already have there. So like if you had a video of the property, you could add in a video. If you wanted to add a market snap of the zip code that this is located in to give stats, you could do that. If you wanted to add your branding in there, you could do that. If you wanted to add a lead form, which is what Shane said, in order for them to give you more information, you can do that. So what I would do, if it were me, is I would put my branding down at the bottom. All right, so do you see how I did that? Because my marketing profile is already filled out in Command, it did all of that for me. It has all of my information. I have my little logo over here. I have the KWSN logo down here, all of my contact information, and everything that I need.
Aaron, it's Gretchen. I have a question.
Yes.
After I have clicked on to save and apply, and I'm not getting, it keeps going back. It's going to different listings, actually. I don't understand what's going on here.
Okay, so you're here, right?
I am. I have my listing, and and it's correct, and I hit save and apply.
Okay. So do you see the little back arrow right here?
Yes.
So click back. And then either
okay.
X here.
That's what I missed.
Yep.
Okay, so after you save, then you have to use the back arrow.
Yep, you have to go back.
Okay, got it. Okay, and then it goes to configure widgets, and then it has listing, and then it says done.
Yep, so you can either hit the close button, or you can hit done, and it'll go back to where we are right now.
Okay, give me one. Okay, all right, I'm with you now. Perfect.
Okay. Just keep in mind, these options right here are all widgets that are going to create your page for you.
Okay.
So once you hit the configure widgets button, what you're doing is you're configuring whatever you've added to this, which we've added now a listing and agent branding.
Okay.
So those are now able to be configured. So it's going to overlap the beginning with the widget part now.
Okay, so how do I put my agent branding on there then?
To add it to the page?
Yes.
Okay, so you're just going to go to agent branding. You're going to click on it.
Got it.
Drag it into the main page.
Just anywhere?
Into the page you're creating. Well, you can drag it to the top or the bottom because you can put them in order. If that makes sense. So like I could drag this up if I wanted to.
Okay, got it. Okay, and then I hit configure widget.
Well, let's, if you wanted to configure it, yes. I was going to add one more thing to this one.
Okay.
So agent branding, you would just drag it down. Okay, it's going to brand for you. And then we were going to add a lead form as well. So if you can see how that little green line pops up right above my information, that's showing you where it's going to insert what I'm holding. Okay, so what I did was I added a lead form in between the property info and my info. So as Shane said, if they look through this and they're like, wow, I love this property, I want more information, they can click in here and they can give me their first name, last name, email, phone number, and leave a note about the property. And by doing so, it will send that information to me. So that's a way to have capture on there as well. And then you'll always want your information at the bottom.
Got it.
At least I believe you would.
Always put mine.
Yes. You also have the option of doing like a branded header, is what this says, which you could take and put at the top, which would now actually brand you at the top of the page as well. Never a bad thing to have too much branding. So now our page is branding at the top, all of your property information, a lead form at the bottom so that they can leave information if they want to, and all of your information to contact you at the bottom.
Yay! We're so clever. We made landing pages.
Isn't that
Hey,
nice?
Aaron,
Yes.
can we try to do the market snap? I'm having some difficulties giving that a shot. Maybe you can walk through it and help out with that for me. It'd be great.
Okay, you got it. So when you are in here, sorry, I'll go back. I kind of did that without saying anything. Now that we have 4 different widgets on this landing page, you're going to want to go back to configure them and make sure that they're all correct. All right, so we're going to start with the header. So you can enter text up here. So you might want to say, move in, ready home. Come see it today. Oh, we only have 30 characters. All right, move in, ready home it is. Headshot, name, phone number, email, team logo. Okay, so save and apply. So we're actually able to add a title to it as well if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't. It doesn't have to have a header as well. You could leave it if you don't want it. Now we can use the arrows up here to go through our different widgets. As you can see, it says 1 of 4. So if I just hit the right arrow, it's going to now take me to my listing, which we've already configured. So we know that's taken care of. If I hit the right arrow again, now it's going to take me to my lead form, where I have interested, let's talk is what it automatically says. We could also say, want to schedule a showing? So we'll save that. See, it says want to schedule a showing, leave your info now. So you can change that to whatever you think is going to make them get into action, right? That's our call to action for this particular landing page. So now that we've done that, we'll click over and go to the 4th one, which is agent branding, where you can also change headshot, name, license, address, email, website, phone numbers, fax. Oh, wow, I didn't include my fax number, so change that. So we'll save and apply. So if we're happy with this and we want to make this our landing page, right? We want to actually put this out there, make a post about it. Hey, check out the home I just listed. All the details, click here. We can go ahead and publish this page.
On that photo you said you picked, you just made it the first one. Can
Yep.
you take that out and make it a video or no? I saw, you said you could add a video, but can you just make that, not have it doubled up and just make it a video?
You cannot. No. So the widgets are, let me go back. The widgets are what they are. So you can change certain things about them, but you can't change the widget itself. So what you could do though, Shane, is you could add a video, right, in as the main part right here.
Okay.
And then you could go in underneath it and add, oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong place. And go to content. you could add in a divider, and then you could just add in a text section where you could actually write some of the listing content underneath the video if you thought the video was the most important thing.
Oh, okay.
So you can do both. There's also right here is images. So you could maybe do the video first, and underneath you could do 2 or 3 images if you wanted to.
Okay.
So you can, I mean, you can build this from scratch and get as detailed with it as you want to. For me, if I'm looking to do this quickly and save time, I'm just going to use the listing widget every single time because it's already done. If I wanted to maybe add a video onto it, I could just do it on top or underneath. That's probably what I would do. Because I'm looking for, you know, how much time am I spending and how efficient can I make it? So we're going to go ahead and publish this one. When you're done, by the way, you don't have to publish it. You can also just go ahead and click here and save it. And it will just save. You can go back and edit it. That way you don't, you know, if you go halfway and you need to stop, or you want to get more information before you continue, you can always save it and just go back to it. I'm going to go ahead and publish it. Just click yes. It says your landing page was created. And it's right down here, promote listing template. And so if you want to view it, you just click on the URL. And it'll come right up. This URL right here, I don't know why my computer's tripping out. You can give to anyone, and they can search this as a live site, and they can come on and look exactly what I'm looking at. All right, and so this is what it'll look like on their end. Details, features, they can use the map, they can leave their info, and then all of my info's here at the bottom. All right, any questions specifically about the listing one we just did?
Yeah.
So Aaron,
Question.
I can copy and paste the URL and put it on my business page?
Absolutely. You could also just go right here and just right click and copy the link right now. Copy link address, and you can put it on Facebook. You can text it to clients you think that might like it. They can get it from their phone. You can share the URL anywhere you'd normally share one.
Okay.
It's already on her business page, isn't it? Because it's part of the agent pages, isn't it, or no?
No, so this particular one, when we went to create a new site, we selected standalone page.
Okay.
Now you
Gotcha.
can do agent site, but I'm not going to cover that today. We're going to do that as a class, because when you do it as an agent site, then you have to pick where you want the site to show up, what category it falls in. There's just more to do, if that makes sense.
I was actually referring to my Facebook business page. I apologize. I should have been clear.
That's okay. You can put it on your Facebook business page, absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
And I believe when you put a URL on Facebook as well, it creates a little preview of where they're going. So they may actually be able to see a little preview photo of what the page will look like.
Correct.
So yes,
Got two questions. One of them is in reverse Facebook, like we're doing a Facebook Live open house on the listing, and we did the one that we just created the landing page for. Is there a space where we can put that link on the landing page so that when people go to the landing page, they'll see that as well?
Yes. You mean a link for the Facebook Live?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yep. So I can show you, we'll just create a new page. That way we can kind of answer Aphrodite's question at the same time. So I just created a standalone page again.
Also, while you're doing that, are you using, when it asks for the neighborhood, are you using, if it doesn't have the community name, I mean, that's not subdivision name, right? For the Market Snap on there on the page, is it the subdivision name? Is it like, if it's not in the master plan, should we just use the zip code or what?
So let's figure it out together.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. I'm going to put Market Snap in here, and it's going to show you what that widget looks like, right? So it's going to give you the neighborhood trends. If any of you are doing the neighborhood nurture, It's very similar. It's kind of basically what this looks like when you send it to your clients. To answer from what I think the answer to the question is, Jerry, is it does have to actually be a neighborhood. And you may be able to search by address, but we can kind of get in and figure that out. To answer your first question, on top is widgets here, which is all things that Command has created that will, allow you to fill in information and already kind of looks pretty and is done for you. But if you go down here to content blocks, you can add buttons that people can click on. You can add links. You can add a link block. So what you could do is you could actually maybe insert some text in there and add a link. So if you can see, this is actually its own little button. So it might get lost up there. Let's see if it stays. And when you go to configure, sorry, we will want to, all right, so we probably want to divide it somehow. That way we can make sure that it shows up. Put that in here. Okay, so this is our link. You can take the link and you can change the way it looks, what it does. Sorry, this thing is kind of messing with me. There we go. That might be easier. So it's hard when you're not creating text along with it. You'd probably want to insert some form of text, like a text section, into your site. You see that? How you could actually write in what you want to do and then insert a link after it. And then you can use that link to link anywhere you want them to go. So you could create the landing page and put that link into possibly into your Facebook comments for them to go see more about the property. And then you could also create a landing page where you could insert a link into the landing page for them to go to where you want them to go as well. So
Aaron, it's Lexi. Sorry, I'm taking over because I'm doing it. So I have a question about the button that you just put. Am I able to put the URL there attached to that button, and can I change the verbiage on the button?
Yes. Answer to both is yes.
Okay, so if I wanted to put that there and say, join, the Facebook Live here, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you can change this button too. Like you could drag it.
Okay.
Make it bigger. You can make it smaller. You can kind of do whatever you want to it. You can move it up. You can move it down. So you have a lot of options of what you can do. And then you just have to go back through and edit it, basically, is what you need to do. Let's configure the market snap real quick so that we can go through that. It's going to ask you for header text. You don't have to use it. It's totally up to you. So let's put it here. We'll show you what it looks like. So to answer your question, Jerry, it's asking you for a postal code. And in that postal code, it's going to give you the neighborhoods within it. So do you have like a one in mind we can use?
Yeah, 89052. It's by our office.
Okay. All right, so if I put that in, it's going to give me all of the neighborhoods that Command references in 89052.
Yeah, and that's what I'm struggling, because the subdivision in the MLS, of course, is not showing up, and I cannot remember what the name of the actual sign on the community says, because I know that those
Gotcha.
are different sometimes.
Do you have okay? So you have the property address.
Yes.
Do you have the person or the client as a contact in your command?
Should, yes.
Okay. If you go into that contact and you enter their address into their contact profile, it will auto-populate the name of their neighborhood.
Okay, let me check.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick Anthem for the purposes of doing this. And I'm going to hit save so that we can see what it looks like. Okay. So it took away what they had as a neighborhood. So we may want to say Anthem. Neighborhood profile. Oh, they have neighborhood trends. That looks good too. All right, so it's going to give you the map automatically. It's going to give you actives and solds. So that's what your market snap is like. You can change this header to anything that you want. Always do the zip code first, followed by the neighborhood. Lexi, did you check what I said?
Yes, and it's showing, it does show a community neighborhood. However, it's showing the neighborhood that is right next door to that neighborhood, and I know that that's not the community that it's in.
Okay. Are you able to pull up the map and look at what the neighborhood next to it might be called?
What do you mean? The one that I'm looking for, or the one that it's saying that it is?
The one you're looking for.
Yes, I can. In any case, if we, what I did on the market snap was, because I didn't have the neighborhood right this second, I just did the zip code, and it showed the entire zip code. So I could just do the entire zip code for the time being and then always change it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Aaron, this is Cindy, incognito. I think on the assessor's page, it will show her the actual subdivision name, because it does for here in Mesquite and our Sun City Anthem, it breaks it out.
Yeah, if you click on the tax records in the MLS, it'll be on there. If it depends on what year it was built, though. If it was an older one, it may not be on there, but the newer ones are listed on the tax records.
Hey, Aaron.
Yes.
So my header came up in this blue part that said active statistics. Did I do something wrong? Because that's where my header ended up. Didn't end up where yours is.
Say that again?
So I put in my header, but it came up in this blue box at the bottom that says active statistics. It's not in the same place that yours is.
Okay, hold on a sec. I'm going to try to delete this button so that we can start over.
Sandy, just drag it to the right spot that you want it, because then it places it in the, because you can move your headers. You can move your widgets.
It's not letting me drag it. I think I did something wrong. I don't know what I did.
Maybe delete it or arrow back and remove it. The arrow back button, maybe.
What'd you do, Sandy?
Yeah, but it's still in that blue box there. That's what it says. It says that's where my header is, in that blue box. It's not in the same place as yours.
You got to place it above the green line, I think.
I haven't
When you place your headers or you place your widgets, right, Aaron? We have to place it above the line, the divider lines.
No, not necessarily.
Oh.
Not necessarily. I'm going to actually go back and start a new one.
I don't know if I can
Did we
show
answer Aphrodite's question? Did you
I
get the
believe
answer?
so, unless it didn't make sense what I did. Aphrodite, did it kind of answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. It
Oh.
it answered definitely.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll go ahead and name it. So, Sandy, when you say header, are you talking about what I wrote in there?
Yeah, what you wrote in there. So it's pulled up.
Can you hear me?
She's on mute. She hit her mute button.
Sandy, come back.
I can hear you.
You're on mute. Oh, there you go.
Okay.
This here.
Oh, I thought she was talking about the agent header, but she's talking about a button.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Sorry, I'm working on two. Sorry.
Okay.
Hi.
Go ahead.
See, you know where that says Barton Hills Neighborhood Trends?
Yes, I do.
Mine is, scroll down.
Scroll down here.
Yes, where it says active statistics.
Yeah.
That's when my header is
Oh,
in that
nice.
box.
Huh.
Should I
Interesting.
just start again?
What web browser are you using?
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, I am too.
Let me just start again.
Anyways, this is what it should look like. So you'll put a header, you'll put the zip code, and then pick whatever neighborhood you want. What I told Lexi was a way to try to find a neighborhood if you don't know the name of it. From my understanding and what the work that I've done in Command, every now and then there will be a neighborhood that they don't have.
Unmute it. You know what? We're not able to get the actual community name. You know, the community name on the monument and
assessors.
in the subdivision, two different things, and it's kind of like over mapped to the community next door to it. So the only thing that we can see is subdivision. So I'm just going to go with zip code because I don't know how else to name it.
Yeah, I think at a certain point, maybe that's just what you do is just go with zip code.
Yeah.
And send it that way.
And then I do have another question, Aaron. So I was trying to edit the text of the button where it said button, and I'm not able to do that at all.
To change it from saying button to saying click here.
I can change the size of the font and the font, but I can't find a place to change the actual text.
Okay. So where did you go to change it?
1 second. So I clicked button. When I did that and I added the button to the template, I clicked configure widgets, which it's just slow. It takes a minute. So mine's not showing up because I deleted it. But then I double clicked on it and it wouldn't let me do anything. So then I went to the little gear on the right hand side, I think, or that, yeah.
Try putting the button in. How you do it?
See, mine's being slow. I can't even get a button.
Okay, there's button. Let's watch.
I know, I'm trying to figure out why I have 6 of them.
I was wondering that
You have her button. You took it.
you got the buttons.
Apparently I did. I think I honestly,
Can you arrow back and just remove them?
to be really like honest with you, I think that it's actually having a problem right now.
Yeah, I'm having all kinds of weird stuff happen.
To have 6 buttons when I only clicked 1 is not right.
Oh.
And what you would do, though, from my understanding, is you would want to come. You see how this first box lets you do your widgets, your content, and your layout?
Yes.
You would then want to go here to the source part and actually be able to view the button. And it should have a little down arrow, and you should be able to change what it says.
See, I don't see a down arrow. I do see button, but it doesn't have a down arrow like body does.
Gotcha. Okay. It should. That's the way that it's supposed to work.
Okay.
You should also be able to come into the little paintbrush right here and change the color of it should you choose to.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
that is how you are supposed to do it. I can try to go back and see if I can get it to work. No.
It might just be glitchy right now. It seems like it.
I think it is because I'm not sure why I got 6 buttons when I added 1. The last thing, let's see, how much time do we have? I'm going to show you one more way that you can use this real quick because Shane mentioned it at the beginning, and that is to for an open house. So you can actually create a landing page that can get people to sign into your open house that will send them directly into your command system. So I've used this before. It's really easy to do. What you're going to do is, let's see, we'll take open house. You're going to take the lead form and put it at the top. Okay. And then you're going to take whatever you want to showcase afterwards. So in the case of an open house, either a market snap or a listing is probably what I would choose. I usually do listing because that's what they're looking at. It also allows me to have them to look at what they're signing up for right when they walk in the door. Okay, so I just do those two. I can configure them both. Okay, so I say, welcome, please sign in. And then I'll choose a listing. Choose the photo, save it. All right. Now, this is a really, really easy way to get your open house guests immediately into your command without even having to put them in there. So I'm going to go ahead and save it. And then I'm going to publish the page. And I'll open it and show you. So this is what they see when they walk in. You can put this on a tablet, computer, any digital item that you'd like them to be able to type into. When they walk in, they'll give you their first, last name, email, phone number, leave a note about the house if they want to, click here. As soon as they hit submit, that information automatically is a lead in your command right off the bat. And after they sign in, if they want to know anything about the property, they can actually just take this, scroll through, learn a little bit more about it. Details, features, same thing we created before, except the lead form is right at the top.
Question.
Yes.
Does that apply to every lead form that we were to add on any page, like the ones we just did?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Have you, this is a side note, and maybe it'll be a food for thought for a future class. Have you been able to create what the auto reach out or auto touch programs for specifically tailored for open houses or for specific landing pages yet?
Do you mean like a smart plan?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So there are, you can take the smart plans in command. You can totally create your own smart plans if you want to as well. And you can use those. The only thing that command doesn't do yet is it doesn't take a lead source and automatically put them on the smart plan.
Yeah,
So,
I know it sucks.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
When you can have somebody go into your system and be auto smart planned based on the source that you got the lead, everything will change.
Right.
Because then it's like you only have to do one thing at one time, and then as long as you do your follow-up as it tells you to do it, it should be a no-brainer.
Right.
But the best part about this to me is if I'm going to use an app or something to have them sign in at my open house, I have to then export that and import it into Command to get the contacts in there. If I have this, every time they enter in the information, it adds them as a contact immediately. Then I just go into Command and I can search through my contacts and see who was added in the last day, which would be all of those people. I can take all of them and do a bulk action and add them all to whatever smart plan I want to put them on. So you can utilize all parts of this together. I just really like this because it saves work, and it gives them, if they want to take the time to look, it gives them a beautiful page with all the photos for them to look at right there. For any landing pages you're using from social media as well, if you want to, you can put this lead form at the top. If it's a social ad, you'll already get their information once they click the button. But if it's just a social post, it may be a good idea to put something up here with a really nice heading saying, hey, in order to see the home, please sign in or give me your information or whatever it is. So just different ways you can play around and put the lead form anywhere you want it to. But as Aphrodite said, any page that you publish is published from your command. So anything they put in this form, so actually I'll just show you. I'll just add myself. They actually have to click this. And then they hit send. Your information has been submitted. Now the form is cleared back out again. So the next person goes in and does the exact same thing. Any questions?
Yes, where have you been all my life? This is amazing. Thank you.
I've been a little bit of here and a little bit of there, but always been around.
Thank you. Very, very helpful.
Yeah,
Are you
you're welcome.
available for hire?
Not really.
Double
Do you know
ditto.
anyone that's available for hire?
I need to hire myself first.
Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. You're very welcome. So you can create landing pages. Remember that you put on your actual site too. We'll go over that at a different time. But this is a way for you to really build your branding as well. Because every time you're giving out a post or putting out information, click here to learn more. Everything that Command already has put in for you, it looks really, really nice. So it's a really good way to just give out more information or get their information, whatever your goal is. So, like Shane mentioned, you can put a video on there if it's a property tour as well. So, I mean, it's kind of endless what you can do. And I'll try to get back to you guys, Lexi and Jerry, about the button to see if I can't get it to work after we get off the call.
That would be great. Thank you. I just saved it right now so that it's just there so I can open it when I'm able to.
Okay, sounds great. Any other questions at all?
Do you know anyone that's available for hire?
I'm
serious. I need to create a lot of things that
I don't. I'll tell you, my ultimate goal is to find someone that can do it for all of us that works for the brokerage.
Well, that's asking a lot though. I just need to get it started, everything, the agent site ready, and some of my main pages added so I can dump my other website.
Danita, don't you have an assistant?
Do you remember her age? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just asking.
I do have one, yes.
Okay.
And that's not her highest source of, her best attribute. So it'll cost me more using her, I think, than hiring someone that can do it like that.